Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Today I want to talk about player feedback on PL15. A couple of days ago I talked about the pros and the cons of PL15 and how I personally felt about the update. And like I said on the day, and I still mean it now, I think that in my opinion, after I told you my pros and cons, if you want to check out that video, link will be in the description below to how I feel about the entirety of PL15. I genuinely think that it's a good update. I like it. I like the variety of the cars. I like the variety of what the cars bring in terms of the different, countries and the different tire types. I like the token system, although they executed wrong, or they executed it wrong. I like the idea of the token system. It was smart, okay? So in a general sense, I do really enjoy PL15, but with every day that passes where I don't get any updates about the tokens, the more I feel like Hutch cannot fix it. Here's the problem with Hutch, okay? They have a 4-day week. Their schedule is literally more chill than my schedule in kindergarten, for crying out loud, okay? And the fact that we haven't gotten any news on any token updates on Monday and Tuesday, that basically means on their 4-day week schedule, on 50% of their working week this week, we have gotten no feedback on the tokens. So I gotta be honest, man, like, I know somewhere it says that Hutch is one of the best places to work at in 2022. I'll tell you right now, it might be a great place to work at, but you are killing your players with how inefficient you are doing everything. But anyway, I still think it's a good update, but not everybody thinks that's the case. I was reading the comments and there's some really interesting points that I want to point out, that I want to answer as well. So today's video is going to be covering player feedback on PL15, at least what I've seen in my comments, and I have one taken from my Instagram as well. So let us begin. So the first one over here is from Phil. I made this video 2 days ago. As you can see, the comment was 2 days ago. So this is basically comments under how I feel about PL15. I said it was a good update. So if you see someone saying they agree, they think it's a good update. If someone says they disagree, they disagree, they think that it's a bad update. So let's see what Phil has to say. Generally agree. Overall, good update and nice to have an update to be excited about. Yeah, that's a fact, right? We don't get updates very often. When it comes to car content updates, we get it once a year now, which is really sad when you think about it. We're regressing, you know what I mean? Back in the day, 2018, 2019, we were getting 3 car updates a year. Now we're happy for 1. I mean, that's kind of sad, but like I said, Hutch is one of the most inefficient game companies I have ever seen in my life. However, as an average player, I think he means player, I had all my best cars move up a level and hardly any move down. So I had no tokens and my good cars either can be upgraded. So that, when I read that, it made no sense to me. You're telling me that because your cars went up, you have no token? That doesn't make any sense, buddy. Because if an ultra rare moves up to epic, you still get ultra rare tokens, as opposed to if an ultra rare goes down to super rare, you still get ultra rare tokens. So it doesn't make any sense for you to say, oh, my car's moved up a level, I don't have any tokens. You do get tokens if your car is moved up. So that one I don't really get, as I don't have a lot of fuse material and or have cost me a fortune to upgrade. I'm definitely worse off, so it's harder to compete. And of course, Hutch have made everything about World Expo. 333 new cars that no one has, so you have to spend gold or money to buy more. Clever but annoying. Again, this isn't anything new. The fact that there's a new update and we have to spend cash and gold to get them. Every time we've had a new car update, it's been this way. So I don't know why this is surprising to you. To be fair, you didn't say it's surprising, but you said clever and annoying. And it says, P.S. love the content. Well, thank you so much. I love your comment. I mean, I didn't literally heart it, but I featured it in this video. Yay. So I hope you're watching. So another thing is, what I understand from this video, and I feel like a lot of people have this issue, right, is your Lancia 037, you love that car, it's your baby, it's an OP car that you had and you cherished it, right, and you loved it so much, and to see it move up to epic to a rarity where you can't max as easily, it feels like you're losing the car. In a sense, yes, but it doesn't mean that you're worse off in terms of how you perform in game, because when every car moves up in rarity instead of just one car moving up in rarity, that isn't just a car change, that's a meta change, right? And when the meta changes, everything changes. So the Lancia 037, although it moved up to epic, it doesn't mean that you're any worse off in the meta because your Datsun is going to move up to ultra rare, you know what I mean? And I'm using this just as an example, okay? You can apply it to any other car for standard tires, any other higher, I guess. You know, if you have the Datsun, then that's your new meta. The Datsun is the new next best thing. So if you have that, that new Datsun is what your Lancia 037 was. What I'm trying to say is that yes, you lose the Lancia. You lose a card that was initially OP, which I don't think is OP anymore because now it's in the right place in terms of RQ, but you're not really losing out in the meta as long as you had the Datsun. And if you have the Lancia 037, chances are you have the Datsun. And if you have the Datsun, chances are you have the Ford Escort that was rare that went up to super rare. So in that sense, I don't think that you are worse off in terms of competition. The meta is changing. Everyone is changing with you. Just because you lost an 037, I mean, you didn't really lose it. You just lost the upgrades to the 037 doesn't mean you're gonna do any worse in the ultra meta. Okay, so that one I kind of disagree with as well. All right, let's move on to the next comment from Spoolie Snail, one of my OG viewers. So always nice to see him comment. This one I did heart, I think, but they couldn't fit in the thing when I cropped it out. So Spoolie says, I'm personally a big fan of the high standard. And yeah, I think the high standard is a great idea. I've praised it many times, you know. Bringing up the standard of what it means to be an RQ80 also means that your RQ79s are going to be a lot better. Your RQ78s are going to be a lot better. Your RQ77s are going to be a lot better, right? So high standard is always generally a good thing. Low standard is usually a bad thing. And it's kind of weird, right? It's very hutch for them to go one step forward, but then also go one step backward, because they went one step forward with the performance tires and they went one step backward with the standard tires and the off-road tires. It's a very hutch thing to do. It's like, we're not going to progress, but we're not going to regress either. But to be fair, with the updates, they have regressed. So yeah, I'm personally a big fan of high standard for the performance tire cars they did. It, however, is a bit frustrating for me, as for someone with not the greatest garage, it makes that I have less useful cars in some cases. Now this I completely understand, and I completely feel you in this. Cars lowering RQ is great, as it means I can use them with a lower RQ limit, but it also means that cars that would have been one of the best for a tri-series won't have that title anymore. So for example, he talks about the Aston Martin epics where, you know, the CC100, for example, used to be one of the best, right? But now it's really mediocre. And maybe because you're not a pay to win, you did not have the legendary Aston Martins in PL14. And now that they move down, the whales would definitely have the advantage because they have these cars moving down when other players do not have these cars moving down. So, you know, for some players, especially whales, I would say, or maybe, you know, semi-whales like me, like dolphins, sharks, whatever you want to call us, we would already have some cars ready to go at the start of PL15, you know, the best of the best 79s, because they went down from legendary. So I get that, you know, for smaller players you might not have that advantage, and there may have shined in an event before. The Aston Martins that have moved down from legendary will shine. It just means that I have to wait until I pull better cars to have shot in events. Great video, by the way, and also great comments, Police. Now this was something that I really didn't think about too much. You know, the perspective of, oh, what happens if I didn't have a lot of legendaries in PL14, so I can't really benefit, right, from these legendaries coming down to epic and then, you know, having the availability to easily max them out. That was a really good point. I did not bring that up. That is probably one of the flaws of high standard, but then again, you can also argue, oh, but at least these cars would be slightly easier to pull now than they were in PL14. You just have to wait. But Spoolie, I don't think you have to worry too much, because I have token issues. I can't even max out those new epics I have, even if I wanted to anyway. So yeah, but that's a really good point, to be honest. And I really, like, I have nothing to say. Like, I completely agree with this one. So this is a fantastic comment. One of the downsides of high standard for sure, but you know, overall I would definitely take high standard over low standard any day. Moving on, we got Hate Boy. He says, pretty spot on. I'm hopeful the bugs will be fixed soon. Well, the answer was no. Wish these would have been caught in testing, but maybe it's more complicated than we know. And then Astra says, if you've played long enough, you know Hutch doesn't test anything. That is very true. They really do not test anything. The players are the guinea pigs for Hutch. Like, they literally, I don't think they have a test team. I think we are the test team for them. They do not, yeah, they don't test anything. But yeah, it's pretty spot on. I agree with that too. I mean, I'm agreeing with myself when I'm agreeing with you. But yeah, the bugs were not fixed soon, and that was definitely one of the biggest problems about this update. All right, next one. Astra says, pretty good update, but the bugs were worse than any update that I've ever seen. Tokens could have been executed way better, but I guess that's my only issue. Here's what I have with the bugs for PL15. I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but my game has been running so much more smoother in PL15 than it was in any other version before, and I'm really happy about that. Here's the thing. I don't think that there were a lot of bugs in PL15 as opposed to other updates that we've had, but the bugs that we got in PL15 were more detrimental than the bugs that we had in previous updates. But you can also argue that the features introduced in PL15 were more game-changing and bigger than other features introduced in previous updates. Basically, what it is to say is that Hutch can't get anything perfect, and I'm not asking for anything perfect, but at least get an 80%, and they can't even seem to do that. But yeah, I completely get it. These bugs are worse, and they feel worse because they're affecting changes to the game which are more monumental than any smaller changes we've had in updates past. That being said, Hutch was pretty quick to fix most of them, besides the biggest issue, which is my frickin' tokens. Alright, next one is going to be from Pedro. This one, no, I don't think this is the bad I think the next one is the even worse comment. This one's pretty bad though, okay? So, look at this one, right? As a free-to-play player, here we go again with the as the free-to-play player. Something that made me quite angry was the fact that basically everything got more expensive. Why the heck is the new premium 60k? This was also the first time I was considering putting money in the game, but man, Hutch literally doubled the price of everything. It would be a problem if my country money wasn't so undervalued. We pay, I don't know what R is to be honest, 5 for every $1. Okay, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people complain about how the new premium packs are overpriced, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, that's kind of bullshit in my opinion. It's really stupid. It comes off as super whiny. This comment is just like a ree to me. Here's the thing, guys. You are comparing this new premium that guarantees you a completely new car. You are comparing it to a regular premium pack for 42k, like a German premium or an American premium. Packs that people could have opened since the beginning of the game. You can't compare it that way. You have to compare it to other updates of updates past, like PL14, okay? So why I think the new premium pack is actually a great idea is because it's the complete opposite of what this guy is trying to argue. I think these 60k packs are actually appealing to the free-to-play player. You know why? Because it gives you a damn shot at getting a new car. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say that. This 60k pack, yes, I know it's more expensive, but I think it's okay. It's a justifiable price because it gives you a shot to get something new. Don't compare it to a premium pack that has been in the game since 2017. This is a new update, and compare it to other new updates when they were new, when they just released, okay? In PL14, we didn't even get a chance to get a pack. I mean, technically, you could have opened the Japanese premium pack and you probably would have gotten a new car, but you never had a pack that guaranteed you a new update car. You know what I mean? You never had that free-to-play route. I mean, technically, if you were a free-to-play player and you've been, you know, watching my videos and saving for the past couple of months, you could have had a couple mil saved up just to open these packs. And it gives you a shot. Every pack you open is a shot at getting something good. And these shots were not provided to us players in previous updates. To us free-to-play players. Okay, I say us. I'm talking on your behalf. I'm not a free-to-play. I mean, I haven't spent money in top drives this year, just want to say. But yeah, it's just crazy to think about it though. I just completely disagree with this. Okay, in previous updates, you know, Great Exhibition, we didn't get a Great Exhibition premium that we could buy in unlimited numbers. Okay, we didn't get with cash. Okay, with in-game cash, not gold, in-game cash. We didn't have this for American Frontier. We didn't have this for JPT. I think that what they did with the 60k pack here is actually the step in the right direction. Can they lower the price in the future to 50k? Yeah, definitely. They could do that. Everyone would be happy. But this is a step in the right direction. And people complaining that adding a 60k pack was a bad idea and it was overpriced is stupid. It's so stupid to me. You shouldn't be complaining about this. This is actually a really good thing for the free-to-play player. It just requires you to work more. But I think that's a completely decent trade. You either work and play the game more, or you just spend more money. That's basically what a pay-to-win game is like anyway, right? And at least this is what's going on. I don't know. Some people might disagree with me, but I think this is a good thing. This guy definitely doesn't disagree. This guy definitely doesn't agree with me, though. All right, this one is such a brain dead comment. All right, let's talk about this, okay? Actually, I completely disagree with you. The game, and I'm not trying to hate on him because he's disagreeing with me. I will explain why I think this is a stupid comment. The game is tilted toward the pay to win player too much. The Fury buff hurts most of the free to play players. A free to play didn't get the Fury while it was epic. It is unlikely they will get it now, and the Fury will kill most of the free to play legendaries too. It is bad to buff the way it is. Listen up, buddy. Listen up. I know a lot of whales, okay? I know a lot of whales that own Furies that went up, okay? You really think that one epic going up to legendary is going to destroy your whole entire world? It's so dumb, bro. Like, even in my case, I have a Fury going up and it's stock. One reason is because I don't have my freaking tokens, Hutch. But the second reason is I have better cars, and I've had better legendaries than the Fury before PL15. So if your argument is, oh, the whales are going to kill us with their Furies, it wouldn't make a difference, because before PL15, these whales already own legendaries that are even better than the Fury anyway. So why would we even care about the Fury when we have cars that are better than the Fury? Don't get me wrong, the Fury is a fantastic car now, but it ain't no 905B. It ain't no Volkswagen Pikes Peak. It ain't no Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. We have better cars than the Fury, and we damn well probably already maxed them before PL15. The Fury going up to legendary isn't as much of an impact as a lot of players think it is, okay? Like, seriously, maybe it's a pretty big impact for the Japanese meta. That, yes. But anything else, the rear wheel drive meta, the 2000s meta, or whatever year the Fury is in, no, it really doesn't affect it that much. So your argument here saying, oh, the Fury is going to kill most free-to-play legendaries, bro, I got cars better than the Fury that could have killed your free-to-play legendaries before PL15. So what is your argument over here? I really don't. I don't get it. And then the second sentence, right? The game is tilted toward the pay-to-win player too much. Are you just realizing that? Top Drives is a pay-to-win game. Like, they're not hiding it. It's a pay-to-win game. You can literally buy as many World Expo carbon fibers as you want for 2,000 gold each. That's 20 USD, bro. That's 20. You're just realizing that Top Drives is a pay-to-win game. But what I'm trying to say here is that the Fury going to Legendary will not affect you and your, free-to-play legendaries as much as you think. Whales have better legendaries than the Fury. We don't need the Fury, okay? I mean, it's good to have it, don't get me wrong, but we don't need it, okay? Like, unless you're a Japanese collector. But seriously, man, like, I disagree with that. And the last one. This one I also completely agree with. So it says, I appreciate you. This is from Mr. Vegas. This is from Instagram. I feel your voice for us all of I feel you're the voice for all of us diehards. My garage was amazing. Now I kind of feel cheated. I'm an off-road nut and they really fucked it up. Every word that came out of your mouth, correct. Don't get me started on clubs. I feel cheated. So yeah, this one, this was a very strong one. Like, if I could basically just sum up the standard tires and the off-road tire changes, aside from like the really obvious ones like the Colorado, the 037, and the Legacy BW, I feel cheated would be a pretty good way. And this is why, and I've said this in the past, many months ago, why the low standard was a bad idea. But Hutch still decided to go with it for half of the cars, and then the other half they actually went the right way, in my opinion. Here's the thing. Well, here's another problem with going with the low standard. Okay, when you upgrade, when you not upgrade, but when you promote, all these cars to epics, not only the 037, the 037, I think the entire community could have agreed that was going epic. But if you have other cars like the 924, the Ford Escort, the Opel Adam, the Opel Corsa, and all these other, like the Cadillac CTS and the Chrysler Citadel, all go up to epic. It feels like you are losing a car in some sense. I mean, you still have it, but in a sense, you're kind of losing a car that you loved maybe using, especially in this situation. He's an off-road nut. And, I'd be kind of sad, if all my epic Dodges went up to legendary. It feels like I can't use those cars anymore because I don't know how long it will take me to max all those cars again. It feels like something is being taken away from you. So that's the sentimental part of it, okay? The sentimental part, it feels like a part of you is being ripped out with the low standard, because a lot of these cars are going up to new territories where you're probably not going to upgrade and use as much as you used to. In terms of a meta standpoint, like I said at the start of the video, it isn't going to change much, because when an entire meta changes, the best car is going to change. So everyone is just going to fall in love with the Datsun when it's an ultra rare. You know, that's going to be the meta now. Everyone's going to use the Datsun and probably the Opel Atom. You know, the meta isn't going to change. In terms of a competitive standpoint, you're not going to change too much. You're not going to be affected too much. But when it comes to a sentimental standpoint, if you're a collector, you know, if you just want to collect cars and just have fun with the game that way, you know, not competing, then yeah, this is a pretty bad change for you, because especially if you want to max and use these cars, you know, having all these new cars go epic, that's going to be a lot of epics that you need to max out. Now, the problem in this case is when all your epics go up, you're going to get ultra tokens, but that you're not going to get epic tokens for that. So you're going to have to rely on how many epics you have going down to equalize the amount of epics you have going up if you want to max everything the same. And that usually isn't the case. So that's one of the disadvantages as well, I would say. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do with, like, you know, the meta or the competitive standpoint of the game. This is more of like a sentimental standpoint, you know, like if you just love the car, you want to max the car because you want to show that you appreciate the car. Yeah, it feels like you were cheated in some sense. I do agree from this standpoint as well. It feels like you lose a car that was part of your garage for so long. Although it's still there, but you can't use it anymore. It's like kind of like a long distance relationship. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, your girlfriend's still there, and I'm in one right now. It kind of sucks. Your girlfriend's still there, but you can't hug her. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing with this. The Lancia 037, okay, that's not a good example because that was always going epic. So we'll use like the Opel Corsa, for example. The Opel Corsa is always going to be in your garage, but you can't max it out and play with it anymore. At least not as easily as you could have when it was an ultra rare. You know what I mean? So in that case, I do understand that there is a little bit of a feel bad feeling from that. But in terms of the meta change, I don't think that this is going to change too much. But that's basically everything I've got from player feedback for PL15. Let me know if you disagree or agree. Hopefully I answered some of your questions and concerns. Yeah, I understand that some people disagree with me, some people agree. And I feel like there's going to be even more discussion in the comments of this video as well. Let me know down in the comments below. But I will be honest, I did say that this update was as good as GE, as long as they can fix the tokens. If they don't fix the tokens anytime soon, I'm gonna dock a couple of points because it's been over a week now and I haven't touched a single legendary since PL15, which is kind of sad. I mean, don't get me, I maxed a legend, but don't get me wrong, I haven't used a token. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Let me know what you think about today's video. Once again, I gotta let you guys know we're in a race. Can I get 10 mil or can I get 10k subscribers first? Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls everywhere with the drop dead look. Swing it side to side as we slow dance to the night. When I'll hold your perfect hand and take you out just for a ride. We'll share milkshakes at the diner and rebel at every hour. We can watch a drive-in movie, then have romance in the shower.